Alright, let's begin here for about 2 seconds here. Now, case in point, I'm going to make this very quick, very short. I don't really want to talk too much about this, but it gives me something to talk about. Now, Raw for the past few weeks, for the past few months, have been suffering low ratings. Now they've been blaming it on football season, they've been blaming it on this event, you know, the baseball game, this show. The real reason is Raw sucks. Raw has sucked for the past, how many years now? And this has been going on for a long ass time. I myself have been trying my hardest to watch it, but I can't. I'll give you a story. I don't know if I've said this before, but I'll give you a little brief story. Last year I watched Raw. This around this time, matter of fact. It was when Roman Reigns, Chris Jericho, John Cena opened up Raw with the authority to a 20-minute promo to announce a 6-man tag team match in a 20-minute promo. Then I said, 20-minute promo. When I was watching it, I fell asleep. I missed the whole show. I woke up probably about 10 o'clock. That 20-minute promo put me to fucking sleep. After that, I was like, I'm done. I'm not watching this shit no more. They insult your intelligence. They think they can get away with it. And Stephanie McMahon did some type of interview saying, well, we know we'll have them back. We always have the hardcore fans. The fuck you don't? Looking at those fucking ratings, you're not. This past Raw, they had Stone Cold Steve Austin, Brock Lesnar, Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels. All they needed was Hulk Hogan. They would have had every fucking superstar from almost every era on that fucking show. But guess what? That Raw drew a 2.7. The lowest is 2012. And you're telling me there's nothing wrong with the product? They think, and excuse me, The Undertaker. Undertaker was on that show as well too. And still, they still didn't even draw a 4.0 or 4 point. They can't even draw that no more. Some people also blame kayfabe being dead because Rusev and Lana announced they were engaged, and they ended that awful storyline. Rusev, Lana, you have my praise. Congratulations, you fucking deserve it, especially for ending that awful storyline. But that's one reason people say kayfabe's dead. That's one reason. But let's be honest here, wrestling has not been glorious these past few years. Y'all say, well, the Summer of Punk brought it in. It did, but they never capitalized on it. What they did was they pretty much said, okay, you have your moment. It's time to give it back to John Cena. They should have ride that shit out. Should have made Punk Stone Cold Steve Austin, because at that time wrestling had a buzz, and they let it go away. And if they knew what they knew now, they probably would have let him run that belt a little bit longer. And it's not the way he was champion, because he had a good title reign. No, excuse me. He had a long title reign. He didn't have a good title reign. His title reign sucked. The problem with it was they didn't capitalize on the whole Daniel Bryan yes movement, whatever you want to call it. It was the fans that put Daniel Bryan there, not them. They didn't want to capitalize on that shit. It took CM Punk to walk out. It took the fans to say, fuck you, we don't want this. So, I mean, what the fuck? And again, they did the same thing with Roman Reigns. They need to stop pushing. Let it be organic and let it happen. And people are like, well, it was Triple H who pushed. No, it was Vince McMahon. Triple H, if you watch NXT, you can tell he let things happen organically. If it's over, he just says, run with it. Don't fight it, just run with it. He gets it. Vince does not. But I hope he does get these ratings. I hope these ratings are showing him Raw's in the shitter. Raw's ratings will go lower. If Raw gets the TNA numbers, WWE needs to go back to 2 hours. They need to go back to their old format. They need to start booking stars and get all these old farts away. John needs to go. I heard John Cena's taking a break after Hell in a Cell. Please do. I'm not a big fan of Roman Reigns being the #1 spot, but they need to do something. They need to shake things up again. This is to the point where it doesn't make sense. Another thing, you have Seth Rollins booked like shit. You have your WWE champion booked like shit. He is the face of the company. well, excuse me, he is the face of WWE per se because he's the champion. You know, we all know John Cena's the face, but you know, if you're the WWE champion, you're the man. You're the big guy. You're the top guy. He's been booked like shit, but John Cena's been booked like he's the greatest thing on God's green earth. He's beaten every challenger for the U.S. title. Everyone. You probably said, well, Seth Rollins beat him one time, and that was it. Seth Rollins has been losing. He's been booked like shit. Cena's been booked like he's, you know, still the #1 guy in the company, and they need to revert that. Just putting John Cena for the U.S. title doesn't make fans say, oh, he's been demoted. No, no, no. Demoted means let his ass lose. Not once. 15 times in a row. If he can do that shit, I'll watch Raw all 3 hours. And I'll go and make a tweet and say, hey, guess what? John Cena has earned my respect because a fucker has lost 15 times. He cannot do that in 3 times. Let alone 15. I'm just giving you something, you know, to go on, guys. But that's my thing on wrestling. You know, I'm tired of it. I am so tired of it. People are like, well, you should do reviews on it. I can't. I just can't. And when I did a few years ago, I was finding good things about it. I didn't watch Raw for 3 hours. I'm not going to do that. No. If you want to hear people talk about it, you can. There's Don Tony Kevin Castle, Wrestling Soup, motherfuckers, Solo Monster, or Solo Monster, wherever. The Lex Man's on YouTube. You can talk. I mean, Wrestling Paradise, all them guys. Off the Rope Show, Off the Rope Central. There's so many other guys that do it for a living. But they're getting to the point. I can hear them in most of their podcasts and, you know, reviews. They're tired. They are so tired. I'm with them. I've been tired for years, but I gave up. I said, I know this company's not going to get better. And it didn't. It did not get better in the past 2 years. It has not. This is even before CM Punk walked out. I was like, I'm done with the company. Because there's nothing for it. And I'm not saying go to TNA. Because TNA's no better. Because they're about to be out of business soon. Ring of Honor, I mean, if you like that type of stuff, then that's what you're going to get. For me, it's just, I want a good wrestling show. The only good wrestling show I have seen is Lucha Underground and NXT. Lucha Underground, by far, is the best wrestling show because it knows what it is, it knows what it was, it knows what it's trying to do. It's not trying to cater to this audience, to this audience. WWE is hell-bent trying to get those little kids. And that will be their downfall. You want to get little Jimmy? Go get little Jimmy. Guess what? Our 18 to 34, we'll go to Walking Dead. We'll go watch Breaking Bad again on Netflix. We'll go watch something like UFC. Well, the UFC ain't doing too good either, but we'll watch something else. Because I'm sick of WWE. If people ask me, will you ever come back and watch it? No. No. Until they get their shit together. Or Vince McMahon dies. One or the other. They're getting their shit together? No. Not unless Vince dies. But Vince is not even the problem. Kevin Dunn's the problem. That angry beaver looking motherfucker. You got who else? Just the old farts that have been there for so long collecting paychecks. They need to go. Let the people who run NXT go to Raw. You know, people say, do they need a brand split? People say they don't, but then again, they do. And what I mean by that, if they do, is because they made more stars. Look at Batista, look at Cena, look at Orton, look at Edge, look at all those guys they made the brand split. So it did work. Issue problem with it though, Paul Heyman was there as well too. And plus you had Bubba the Love Sponge, what's his name? Bruce Pritchard, he was there writing this shit too. So they were people there that said, okay, this guy, and it was a good balance. Now they got rid of all those guys, or they had a fallout with all those guys, and none of them like, well, okay, well, y'all not going. Okay, well, fuck you. Anyway, guys, that's my little rant on WWE per se. I'm not gonna go on a tangent because I don't want to make this video like 30 minutes. I could talk about WWE all fucking day. It is all negative. You know, like I said, if you want to watch good shows, Lucha Underground, you know, NXT, those are the only two I recommend to watch. Anything else? Nah. As always, guys, like and subscribe. The title of this video is WWE's reality check. Or excuse me, WWE Raw's reality check, 2.7. I think that's what their rating was, a 2.27 or 2 point something the final hour. whatever. The rating's gonna be in the top of the video anyway. There you go. As always, guys, like, subscribe. This is to one of my subscribers. I think Revolution Zone. And as always, peace and thank you for giving me this topic. I was going to talk about eventually, but I said, fuck it, let me do it now. I got my 2 cents to get on this this stuff. And peace. Have a good day.